This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Just spoke to your son, Haney. We're here in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, preparing for an undisputed fight. I mean, how does that sound? Your boy's so young. He is the dream. I'm sure you guys have dreamed about this for a long time. How do you feel about him fighting for the undisputed title at such a young age?
Well, it's been 15 years in the making. He's been fighting since he was 8 years old. It's a dream come true to be in the Super Bowl of the lightweight division. No matter what fighter that you like or dislike, both fighters, it's a true Cinderella story for Jim Kambosos and George, father and son team, who's wanted to be in this position for quite some time. We're aware of them. We're preparing for them, and we'll be ready for anything they bring to the ring. You have Lou DiBella, who's the lead promoter, and this is truly a Cinderella story for him as well, making a resurgence from being at the top of the game with the who's who of fighters to now coming back and being the lead promoter at such a big fight. Then you have, of course, Top Rank, who's come in, and ESPN, who's come in and solidified it. You know what I mean? So it's a true Cinderella story for everyone involved, and we look forward to it.
Bill, I was going to come on to the promotional aspect in a bit, but you've already mentioned it, so that's where I'm going to start. Of course, your son's had a really good relationship with Matchroom and DAZN, and that's been his previous partners up till now. You've done this deal with Top Rank and ESPN for this undisputed fight. Are you surprised the way it's panned out? Because most people thought it was going to land on DAZN prior to this deal with ESPN and Top Rank. Well,
of course, we have a great relationship with Hearn and Matchroom, and for all intent and purpose, we hoped that it would have been on Matchroom. Unfortunately, that they weren't able to make a deal happen, and Devin contractually wasn't tied to Matchroom, and it was for that reason that we weren't contractually tied, because when it came to a time to making a legacy-defining fight such as this, he was able to make it. And shout out to Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN for allowing us and putting us in a position where they kept giving us the fights, but also they didn't contractually tie us down or obligate us to being in a position where this opportunity we couldn't take advantage of.
So I spoke to Devin. He said the relationship there has been left very in a good way, let's say. So I'm sure you share that same sentiment, Bill.
Oh, absolutely. We think the world of Hearn. We think the world of Matchroom and DAZN, right? And if it hadn't been for an opportunity like this, then of course we would still be in business with them. But you know what I mean? We had to make this thing happen. Lou DiBella was a man of his word. He said that if he could not make the fight happen with Lomachenko, he was going to make it happen with Devin. So everyone knew that I was very optimistic about the thing happening, alhamdulillah, that it did happen, and you know what I mean. God be the glory.
From a Devin Haney point of view, so you've had that exposure on DAZN, now you're going on ESPN for 2 fights. So from a promotional point of view and a business point of view, that's got to be amazing. You're getting exposure on one platform at the start of your career, now you're on ESPN. So yeah, that must be a bonus for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, shout out to, like I say, both ESPN and Top Rank, who treated it as business, as smart business, and not personal. You know what I mean? Because it could have been that they were personally not wanting to do it, but we did smart business, and we made it happen.
Enough of the business talk. Let's talk about what's going to happen in the ring. I spoke to Devin about this. He thought he would have been fighting for the undisputed title against likes of Teofimo or a Tank or maybe even Ryan Garcia. He goes up in Australia against George Kambosos Jr. Were you surprised at what happened in the Garden with Lopez and Kambosos?
Well, at this level, you know what I mean, nothing is unexpected. 2 fighters such as Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos, we take nothing away from Kambosos or Teofimo. On that particular night, Kambosos showed up, and unfortunately, Teofimo couldn't get the job done. Shout out to Kambosos and the hell of a performance that him and his team did.
What does he present, George Kambosos Jr.?
He has a whole lot of heart. He has a certain skill set that, once you become a champion of him, they say that, you get better 30% just by the confidence that he's going to be bringing. So we expect a very confident and hungry fighter to be at home, and we're prepared.
Without giving too much away, how do you expect the fight to pan out?
Well, I know that Devin has a lot his toolbox, and I know the better the fighter, the more that he rises to the occasion. So we hope that Kambosos is healthy and at his best. We want him to bring his A game, you know what I mean, so Devin can be an A+.
How do you feel about if and when, in your opinion, Devin Haney becomes Undisputed Champion? You have to go back to Australia for the rematch. I'm sure you guys were going to try and get that secured in Vegas or somewhere in America. How do you feel about going back to Australia?
Well, being a world champion means that you travel the world. So we have an opportunity to go to Australia in a different market and capture some fans that we wouldn't have traditionally been able to capture, right? So we know that it's going to be the boos, and they're going to be going for Kambosos, but we'll gain the respect of them and hopefully turn them into fans.
Just give me an insight for the viewers about your son mentality, because he strikes me as a very cool, calm, calculated customer. Going into that environment at such a young age, foreign country, and guys, you've never been to Australia before, can be hostile, fight for the Undisputed title. Just talk to me about his mentality and how he's going to be.
Well, I mean, he's, like I said, it's been 15 years preparing for this. He's 27 fights in, and all the fights we haven't had a fight in our hometown of Oakland. You know, we've been adopted by Las Vegas, but even then, if you were at the Jojo Diaz fight, you could see that, you know, it was a lot of Hispanic fighters, a lot of Hispanic fans that were going for Jojo, and we appreciated that, you know what I mean? Anytime that someone comes out and pays their money to come and watch an event that Devin is part of, we appreciate it, whatever side of the fence you're on. But, you know, for us, Devin started in Mexico in small bars in Mexico and stuff like that, where we didn't have the home court advantage. We didn't have fans that were with us. So, you know, whether you have 500 fans that's going against you or whether you have 50,000 fans, it's still the same kind of environment.
I think that answers that one. Well, I know you're travelling on Sunday, so safe travels to Australia. Bill, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and hopefully grab another word with you before the fight, all right?
Hey, shout out to Australia, the Victorian government, and everyone that has participated in making this event happen. Of course, we got to give some shine to Peter Khan, the manager that I spent a lot of time working this deal out with. Great guy, you know what I mean, and everybody that made it happen over there in Australia. We're looking forward to coming over there.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you, brother.
Top man.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.